Hello boys and girls, how are you today? I hope you've had a good night and we're ready to start our learning for our third lesson this week. Okay, before we begin the actual lesson, there's a few vocabulary words that we need to recover before we continue. Alright, we're still continuing on the same chapter from yesterday with our occupations, but we'll get into that a little bit deeper soon. So let's look at some new occupations that we have not discussed yet. Alright. So let's see, number one, you go and look at him if you are sick or if you are really badly injured. He is a doctor. Okay, practice with teacher. Doctor. Should we go slowly? Doctor. Doctor. It's almost like an ER sound at the end. Many people will say doctor. Spelling with ER, but the spelling is incorrect. But the way we say it is okay. Once again, doctor, doctor, doctor. Okay. Do you know which occupation works very well with the doctor? Is a nurse. So let's practice. Nurse, nurse. Nurse. The nurse's occupation is to help the doctor in any way possible. Mostly they work in hospitals and help to make sure that all the patients get their medicine and make sure that nobody else gets hurt. That is the occupation of a nurse. Okay. Remember, what did we talk about yesterday, boys and girls? This is 2020. Doctor can be a boy or a girl. And a nurse can be a boy or a girl. Okay, and I hope you remember what we discussed. We're not going to call them boys and girls anymore. It's a man and a woman. All right, so let's look at the next one. Oh, he's wearing a mask. Oh, he's in the teeth. Do you know this guy? Dentist. Whoops, sorry. Let's practice again. Dentist. Dentist. A little faster. Dentist. Dentist occupation is to work on your teeth. If your teeth are hurting or if they break, you go to a dentist to help fix them. All right, last time. Dentist. Dentist. Many dentists also have a nurse that can help them to hold some of the tools while they work. Okay, let's look at the last one. Look at this guy. Looks like he's having fun. He's got a screwdriver, light bulb, many tools, some electrical cable, some more light bulb, even a toolbox, and a ladder. So he's got many different tools. His occupation is... Whoa, that's a big word. Okay, so let's practice an old word. We know it already. How do our lights work? Electricity. Ooh, 5 syllables. Do you remember the word electricity? This is what gives us light. This is what charges our phones and gives us many different forms of comforts in our day and age. Okay, so the electrician... That's his occupation. Electrician. Shall we try that again? Electrician. 4 syllables. Electrician. A little bit faster. Electrician. One more time, a little bit faster. Electrician. Electrician. The electrician's job is to help fix anything of the electrical in your house. So for example, if you follow my finger over here, ding, 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 this is a light switch. If your light switch is not working when you click it, then you call the electrician to come and look and see what is wrong. If you're using a plug and it's not working, Mr. Electrician can help fix your plugs as well. All right, their job is to work with electricity. One more time, electrician. electrician. Okay. Let me fix the camera quickly. So, we've spoken about a few things: doctors, nurses, dentists, and electricians. Okay, these are all new. Well, some of them are old. We probably know doctor and a nurse. Dentist and electrician, I think that's new vocabulary for you. And I hope to find a video that can show you what they do in a little bit more detail. Okay, today's lesson about occupations is all about titles. Can you practice with me? Titles. Title. 2 syllables, let's go for singular. Title. Title. And plural, we're speaking about many titles. Oh, good stuff. So a title is what we refer to somebody in a higher position. For example, any child would refer to an adult with the correct title. Even if a person is not trained, there's even title for them as well. So let's look at the titles that we're going to discuss today. Our first title one is DR. I think there's a big clue here. Do you know this one? DR works with this guy. The spelling's there, the first letter and the last letter. That's how I want you to remember it. Hopefully you can see this in my camera. DR, ding, 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 DR, and doctor, the first D and the last R. Just remember, this is not the exact rule, but this is a good way to remember. What does DR stand for? And what does it mean? Doctor. Doctor. DR is a title that we use for doctor. Okay, so let's look at the next one. MR. This is a shortened version of the word Mr. Let me write that in for you. M-I-S-T-E-R. Okay, today's lesson is not learning these words, which is why I'm not going to keep them here. Today's lesson is focusing on the actual titles themselves. So when we are saying these things, what I'm actually saying is the full name. And again, what's the first letter? What's the last letter? There's an easy way to remember it. Okay, but for now I'm going to take this one away. But the pronunciation is there. We use Mr. Again, Mr. Goodbye, Mister. Okay. So doctor is a title that we use for somebody who's gone to university to study to become a doctor. You study, I think, somewhere between 4 and 8 years to be a doctor. So it's a very long time, so it's a very important title. If you have the title of doctor, everybody knows that you studied very hard in your life. Okay. Mr. is a title that we use for people who have not studied. Okay, so in class you call me Teacher David, but if we go to South Africa, the students will call me Mr. Jordan, because my name is David Jordan. We do not even use the first names, because that is a sign of disrespect. We use the family names to show respect to our teachers in South Africa. So what we do is we'll say Mr. Jordan. Never ever will be Mr. David, because like I said, it's about respect. Okay, so students, if you want to start calling me Mr. David, it's a little bit weird, but I'll say it's okay. If you want to call me Mr. Jordan, that's perfect. Both are correct. But I still like Teacher David, so that's fine by me. But the correct title for any adult is Mr. The most important thing to remember about this one, this is for a man. Doctor can be for a man or a woman. Let me just draw this little square here. So Mr., this is for a man. We will never say Mr. to a child. Understand? And definitely never say Mr. to a woman. because that is also very, very wrong. Let's look at our other two titles. Let me use blue for this one. This one is pronounced exactly as it's spelled. Miss. Practice with me. Miss. Easy. Miss is a title that we use for a woman. Okay, so the same as we use Mr. for a man who has not been studying, we use Miss for a woman who has not been studying. Okay, or at least has not studied to be a doctor. I'm not saying that people called Miss have not studied. That's wrong. I'm sorry if it sounds like that. Okay, people with Mr., sometimes you can go study for 4 years, but they do not give you a doctor. They do not give you a doctor title. They'll give you a diploma, and you can still be called Mr. That's fine. But Miss is for a woman. And the most important thing about this one, she is not married. Okay, so Miss is a title, wedding ring. We do not use that for a woman. We use this for a woman who is not married. So if a lady is wearing a ring and she's married, we do not use this title. Okay, so not married, Miss. For an example, let's look here. We have Alice. We do not know Alice, but we know she is maybe a teacher at another school. So we can call her Miss Alice.